Hello everyone. So it's been a couple of weeks since I last done a comic book haul video, and here I am with a fair few titles that, well, I have picked up from my local comic book store that they had for me. So let's get into them and take a look at what comic books we have here. So as you know or may not know, comic books have been a big part of my life. I have read comic books from about the age of 11. Before that, with things like Marvel's Transformers, UK releases, Beano, Dandy when I was very young. You know, I was one of those kids that at Christmas, you got an annual. You had an annual. Yes, do you remember those days? But anyway, so that comic collecting has gone into today. I still collect now. And I'm overrun by comics. Seriously, I've got so many boxes, and that's why I'm bringing you my videos on a weekly basis, looking through my comic book boxes. They're not actually being brought for you, they're being done for me so that I can use a video to know what I can correlate what's in a box with a video. It just makes it easier for me than thinking, what's in that box? Let's open it up, let's take a look. It's that kind of a thing. So let's get into what they had for me this time around. Just to elaborate on that, what I mean by what they had for me is that I have a standing order in place, so they hold specific titles that I request on a monthly basis. Not only that, I buy off of their eBay store as well, because I get a chance to pick the variant covers and that sort of a thing. It's just easier on eBay, and then they hold them for me. They don't post them to me. They know that at some point I will go in and pick up. So it's as simple as that. So I'm going to adjust the camera so we can just have a look at what I got. Okay, so I have them here, so we'll do them one at a time. Let me just get them off to one side. So first off, we have here, which is Alien Romulus, issue 1. This is just a one shot. It's a one and done story. It actually tells the story of what happened on board the space station prior to the events of the movie with them. It's got a foreword in it by the director, Fede Alvarez, and it tells the story of what happened on board that space station with the xenomorph encased in the cocoon state, and it getting out and then playing with the black goo or synthesizing the black goo, reverse engineering it, etc, etc. I have read it. It's okay. It fills in the blanks in a very fast manner, shall we say. Then next up we have Spawn. Now I had two issues, two of the same. It's the same comic, variant covers. The reason I got two is because I was buying on eBay, and if I buy 4 comics, it's actually cheaper for me to buy a 5th comic than buy 4 comics, because I get a 25% discount on eBay, which brings 5 comics in cheaper than 4 comics. So I just went for a variant cover. Obviously Spawn is a big deal for me now. I love the Spawn comics, I love the Spawn character. So that's that. This is issue 358. Like I said, variant cover on the other one. The interiors will be exactly the same, and fair to Spawn comic books. It's one of the cheapest comic books on the shelf now to buy, and there's a vast array of them, as can be seen now, because here we have Spawn Kills Every Spawn, which is like a sort of tongue-in-cheek fun Spawn comics. There's a lot of Spawns, there's a lot of Spawn characters, and that's what this is. It's a 5-issue miniseries, I believe. Yes, it's issue 4 of 5. So one more of them to come. Then we have The Violator, an origin story comic book for Spawn's nemesis, main nemesis, Nemesi, The Violator. And it gives that that backstory to him. Again, nicely drawn, nice art, nice colours. Seriously well worth, Spawn's a quality book. Then we have another Spawn spin-off, Sam and Twitch, the 2 detectives from the Spawn comics. or the Salmon Twitch Case Files, as it should be called. This is issue 7. Not should be called, it is called. And you have a darker, grittier take to this comic book, a bit more sort of realistic kind of an approach to it. And these characters investigating stuff that they investigate. Then we have another Spawn comic spin-off, Rat City, a Spawn Universe title. Again, issue 7. A lot of these came out around the same time. And again, you can see they, you know, hats off to McFarlane. He gets decent artists. They're coloured well. They're bright. They're vibrant. You know, they're quite wordy as well. You know, there's a decent amount of words in these comics, so you can't go wrong in that sense. Then we have Void Rivals, which is Robert Kirkman's, who wrote the Walking Dead, sorry. His sort of Image, Skybound, in-universe Transformers comics. There's Springer on the front of that one. I believe that this is a second printing of issue 9. I picked this one up simply because Springer was on the cover, and Springer was a cool Transformer. And there he is inside. Quality. Next up, we have Vampirella, issue 672. And here you go, I'm offering you up 2 covers. A photo variant and a proper cover. So again, Vampirella. I quite like the Vampirella comics. They're fun. You know, what can I say? Thundercats Apex. Oh, new Thundercats comic coming December. I will get that, no doubt, because, well, I get the Thundercats comics, so, yeah, Vampirella. It isn't usually in black and white. Then we have Grim Fairy Tales. This is the Halloween special. So I expect to have a short story with some, probably some, maybe some cover art further down. Oh no, it looks like it might be comics all the way, yeah, comic storyboard all the way through. It is, yeah, okay. Next up, we have Grim Fairy Tales, Horror and Fantasy 2024 pin-up specials. This here pin-up special is generally a collection, a short story. That's what I thought that one might have been. A short story at the front. Quite wordy, actually. Fair enough. And then you have a selection of sort of like covers that were given to other issues. A collection of covers. Batman, Absolute Batman. Okay, this is the new Batman series. I've got the first prints. This is the second print for issue 1, as I believe. And this week, there's Wonder Woman 1 there. This week coming out, as you're watching this, would be Absolute Superman. So I'm always up for giving a new sort of iteration of these characters and a try. I won't say that I'll necessarily stick with them, but you never know. They might be rubbish. Then we have issue 3 of Predator versus the Black Panther. Yes, Marvel's second mainstream character crossover with the Predator character. The first having been Wolverine earlier this year, I believe that was. Or late last year, can't remember. We also have an Avengers versus Aliens comic out at the moment, which I think is far superior to this. Yeah, I'm not too sold on this. The Wolverine one was great. This one, I'm still questioning whether it's any good. I don't think it's that good. Then we have Power Girl from DC. Character created by Jerry Conway, who I had the pleasure of interviewing not too long ago. There's an Absolute Superman cover there. Yeah, over on Gareth Video Tasties channel, which was great. He created this character, or in part created this character, as well as the Punisher. So you can see why I was happy to speak to him. Gareth done the first half of the interview, which was with regards to his TV and film work, and I subsequently done the second part of the interview with him, which was surrounding his comic book career. The one and only, no, the best Superman. I won't say the one and only Superman. There's been some good ones. Tyler Hoechlin has been knocking it out of the park. Then we have Spirits of Vengeance. Vengeance being a villain to Ghost Rider. Back in the day, I got his first appearance somewhere in a box. And, yeah. I'm always drawn to a Ghost Rider comic when they come about. Got a lovely Ghost Rider figure up there. Danny Ketch on his bike, actually. Which is very good. Ghost Rider for me is Danny Ketch, not Johnny Blaze. Danny Ketch was, yeah, when I was big into comics, more than what I am now. Danny Ketch came about in the 90s, and he was sort of like my first, although I knew the Ghost Rider, I read a couple of issues. Danny Ketch is where I was on board. And we have Thundercats issue 9. Yeah, so Thundercats, obviously based upon the 1980s cartoon series, which I'm a big fan of that era. So obviously I read the comics. Let's speed this up because dinner's ready. Then we have Cheetara, a Thundercats spin-off comic based upon that character. Seriously, I'm going to speed through this now, I'm afraid. Because the missus is saying, dinner's done. Next up, we have Mystique. A comic based on Mystique. Which I used to read back in the day when they done a Emma Frost Mystique. The Sentinels had issues, had comics. And this kind of seems like it's harking back to that era. Those especially with the Sentinels comics. I thought I'd give it a try. Then we have, after this, just one more. Daredevil Woman Without Fear. Punisher. The new Punisher is in it. So hence I'm reading it. Although I don't mind the fact that Elektra has taken over as a Daredevil. And yeah. Because it just feels like I'm reading something a bit different that's not associated to anything else. If that makes sense. But there we go. Then last but not least, got 2 issues of this. Variant cover. Standard cover. Variant cover is more expensive. This one here. I like the cover, so I got it. Last Ronin 2. Re-Evolution. Now, Last Ronin, Turtles Last Ronin was a great comic book. It's a continuation of it, and in itself, still very good. I know you had these sort of Lost Years as well, which was a mini comic book, but this is more in tune with that first continuation of that first Last Ronin, and it's great. It really is. This is I delve into Turtles every now and then. I'm not a big Turtle reader, but the Last Ronin certainly appealed. And there we go. So that's the latest comic books for this pickup video for this trip. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. See you on the next one. Take care.